what's up? All right. Everybody's talking about, the alt right that stormed the stage at the Julius Caesar play or something. When I first saw it, I thought it was funny. When you first saw it. Um, but then when I got more information, I realized that it was kind of stupid. It was like some SJW LARPing kind of stuff going on. It's pretty obvious these guys are like normies in disguise. it, um, but a lot of people don't know is that Laura Loomer used to be at Rebel Media, but they replaced her with Lauren Sutherland, I guess because she was more good looking or wasn't Jewish. I don't know. It's probably something like that. Um, because they probably knew that if you have a Jewish person on the show, people are probably going to say some stuff. So they get they give a bigger audience if the woman doesn't look Jewish or a woman isn't Jewish. So they replaced her, and it was mostly by because she was prettier. So it probably goes into account that most of the time when media or anybody picks a woman, they always go for the prettier one. So they're probably actors. But I don't know. The people say that conservative women are usually more good looking anyway. So they could be just real people. But who knows? I mean, it's hard to tell. Because, you know, because the conservatives are winning, see, the conservatives winning at this point. And because of that, they start getting lazy. They doing the same thing they did years ago. When they was winning the culture war, they started getting lazy. And then the left started to come in and they slowly took over. So that's what's happening right now is that the conservatives are being split up into all these groups. You got alt-right, you got alt-left, alt-right, alt-light, Republicans, conservatives, neocons, these are neoconservative, people who are pro-war and pro-military. Then you got libertarians, classic liberals, Trump supporters, which pretty much means Democrats. And you have Jewish, there's some Jews in the group. Jews are actually conservative, but they pretend that they're liberals because they're just playing the game. So the conservative movement, I mean, when Trump came in, he disrupted the whole thing. He broke the whole group up into all these sects, almost like religion. So because the left, they got different sects too, but if you notice about the left, there's a bunch of fake liberals, basically classic conservatives, they live in mostly white neighborhoods, so I ain't really worrying about the left because they're just Democrats posing as liberals. People say they're communists, but they're not really communists. Like their lifestyle is basically like a conservative type lifestyle. They live in mostly white neighborhoods. They don't like it when certain groups of people come into their neighborhood, and as soon as they come into the neighborhood, they make sure they can't come in. So they don't like the homeless. They act like they like the homeless. They really don't like them. They don't want them to live near them because they'll bring their property value down and will bring everything else. They don't like when drug dealers come into the neighborhood. They don't like it. They don't like black people coming to the neighborhood. They don't like immigrants coming to the neighborhood. They're really just conservatives. They're just conserving their way of life. That's what it basically means. Conservatives just mean to conserve. And the funny thing is, Muslims are conservative too. But anyway. And the funny thing too, this is a quick thing, a lot of people don't understand. Chinese and Indians and Arabs, they're like the most racist people. When they come into America, they usually live around Chinese people. When they come, they usually want to live around nothing but Chinese people or white people. Arabs, when they come in, they want to live around nothing but Arabs or white people. Most of the time, people come in, they usually, a lot of people don't know, Arabs, they really hate black people. Chinese really hate them too. Um, Indians definitely, they're most racist group. But anyway, so if you want to save the conservative movement, you have to check people. So at first, when Laura Loomer and her buddies did this, at first it was funny and everybody was agreeing with it. But turns out they were kind of acting like, the Antifa. Dressing in the, because anybody can buy a "Make America Great" hat again and buy a T-shirt. Anybody can do it. Um, it's not really that hard, and all you gotta do is go on 4chan or something, or go on Breitbart, and memorize what alt-right or conservatives usually say, and you can go to a protest and repeat some of that stuff. And because a lot of these people are not actually conservative, you know, they can fool a lot of people. Um, because they're not conservative, they're usually LARPing. They're usually like pretending, you know. And it turns out, like, right after she stormed the stage, she was arrested. And because she was arrested, she needed money for bail. And because she needed money for bail, she set up a GoFundMe. And now people are giving her money, because she was arrested. So now she's making money off the incident. Same thing that happened to that Roman night guy at the Berkeley riots. Turns out this guy wasn't a conservative or a Trump supporter, but he set up a GoFundMe because he wanted to start a movement or something. So he just wanted to make money off it. And all these people are doing, these alt-right people, they're just making the movement look bad. The good thing is that there's enough people that are noticing that, nah, wait a second, you're not with us. What you did right there, that wasn't good. Wait, who are you again? It's like, that's what you gotta understand. It's like, you gotta check all these people because, you got loppers on both sides. You got people faking on both sides. You got people who halfway don't know what they're talking about on both sides. You got, I would say, opportunists in all, these groups. And you got to check all these people because you don't know who they are. They could come from anywhere. And I didn't know that those guys were the Proud Boys. I was like, Proud Boys, what? They did that? Oh my gosh. Okay, that was messed up when I found out that they was the Proud Boys doing that. I was like, I don't know about that. But I don't know. It's some, and the funny thing is, they did this play for Obama too. It wasn't just Trump that had the Caesar assassination play. They did it for Obama too. So how was it racist? How was it controversial? Why was it against anything? They did the same thing for Obama. And like I said, you're doing the same thing. That's what I noticed about Milo too. With that Milo free Sharia thing, they were trying to shut down Leonard Sarsour, which you don't do. If you got extremists, you got these feminist idiots, you need to let them speak. You need to let people know how dumb they are, how ridiculous their views are, how much they don't know anything about the stats. So you need to let them speak. If you don't let them speak, people are not going to know how bad their views are. So you need to let them speak. So shutting down their speech is not a good idea. So, and a lot of people could understand, even we were talking about Lacey and also like that, Lacey and a lot of the feminists were saying, we're trying to shut them down. We're not trying to shut you down. We want you to talk. We want you to give us your views because we're trying to make fun of you. It's like we're trying to shut down their speech. No, actually, you're giving us content. So we want y'all to speak because we want the people to know how ridiculous y'all guys be sounding. So no, we don't want to shut any of these people down. We shouldn't silence any of these people. We should let them speak. let them act stupid. So that's how I know that that incident wasn't conservatives. I don't know who they were. They had it been LARPing. They had it in pretending because conservatives don't shut people down. They let them speak. So these ain't no real conservatives because they're shutting people down. So yeah, I don't have no problem with alt right, but beware of the alt right. But don't shut them down though, because we need to know who these people really are. Because we didn't say anything, we let them do what they was gonna do. Then we let them speak. Then when you get the evidence, you find out, I don't think you can trust these people. And it's kind of funny how they're all Jewish. But anyway, so yeah, though. But they're not all bad though. So just look at them, let them speak, let them do what they're gonna do. Don't shut it down, and then you'll see that yeah, they're must have they're just as bad as the left is. So let them speak, let them do what they're gonna do, let them do their GoFundMe or whatever. Let them pretend. We'll gather the evidence, and then we'll find out who they are. Um, I don't think I got nothing else to say right now. But anyway, what do you think? Do we need this alt right? Do we even need the alt right? Do we need all these groups? Do we need to come together? Um, I don't know. I mean, it's it's um it's giving the movement a lot of attention though. So that's good, and it's letting us check and make sure that because just like a company, when you have employees that are not doing their job and they're not doing a good job, you fire them. So if they're not doing a good job and then they're in your company or they're in your movement, if they're not doing a good job, you fire them. You don't let them stay in your movement. If they're doing a bad job, if they're taking advantage, if they're making the movement look bad. So just like a company who has employees that are not doing a good job, you fire them. All right, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and peace out.